Hey guys, Meira here and welcome back. When you're traveling through multiple countries, one of the first things you notice is how quickly the logistics add up. Every location has its own mobile networks, different rules, and ways of getting connected. And when you're moving from one destination to the next, the last thing you want is to stop and figure out a new SIM card every time. So in this video, I'll walk you through what Saily offers for global travelers, how the multi-country setup actually works, what the real experience looks like when you're on the move, and how it compares to Airalo, which is another popular eSIM. Okay, so Saily is created by Nord Security, which is the same company behind NordVPN, and is one of the biggest names in online privacy. And it's designed for travelers who want to stay connected without getting a new SIM card in every destination. With Saily, staying connected while traveling is a lot simpler. You don't have to deal with physical SIM cards or overpriced roaming plans. Everything is digital. It works in over 200 countries, so if you're visiting multiple countries, you're covered. Plus, Saily includes extra security features like an ad blocker, virtual location routing, and encrypted connections, which personally makes me feel a lot better about using public Wi-Fi or browsing while I'm out. And hey, if you decide to try out Saily, I've got an exclusive 15% discount for you. Just use the code GVUTechOut when downloading the Saily app or visiting Saily's website. Now, what makes Saily stand out is how little effort it takes to set everything up and use. All you have to do is download the app, install the eSIM while you're still on Wi-Fi, and from there, everything runs inside the app. Then, once you have chosen a plan, it's ready for all the destinations you'll be going to. Now, the global plan is for people traveling to different regions on the same trip. I know a few full-time nomads who use it, and what they all say is that it feels steady from one place to the next. You're not checking coverage or wondering whether it'll work in the next country. It just does. And when your plan is running low on data, topping up takes seconds, it updates instantly, and you don't lose connection while it kicks in. The whole setup is built for people who want to enjoy their trip and not worry about their data. But the real question is what it's actually like to use it during international trips. Based on my experience using Saily in multiple countries, I can say that the consistency stood out to me the most. I didn't have to think about whether I'd have data when I landed. I'd arrive in a new city and my phone was already connected. That kind of stability makes a huge difference, especially when you're relying on it for directions, check-ins, or bookings right out of the airport. Most of what I needed it for was basic stuff like maps, messages, reservations, translations, rides, and checking in with my family, and the speed stayed smooth. Apps loaded fast, and nothing about the connection felt sketchy. It held up on longer travel days as well. Even moving through airports and hotels where service usually cuts in and out, Saily stayed connected the entire time. I wasn't stuck offline or trying to reboot anything mid-transit, which I've definitely had to do with other setups. Not only that, but Saily also offers extra security features that help protect your data while you're traveling. The ad blocker reduces intrusive ads, making web browsing smoother while you're also saving data. The web protection feature helps keep you safe from harmful websites or malware, which is especially useful if you ever need to connect to public Wi-Fi. And for those who want more online privacy, the virtual location feature helps mask your real location, giving you an added layer of protection while you're abroad. Alright, so that's all well and good, but how much does Saily's global plans actually cost? So Saily keeps things pretty straightforward. The smallest global plan starts at about $9 for 1 GB of data that lasts 7 days. That's enough for light uses across a short trip, maps, messaging, and check-ins. If you need more breathing room, there's a 2 GB plan for just under $17 that lasts for 15 days, which is great for extended weekends or a 1-week trip where you're bouncing between a few places. For longer itineraries, the 5 GB plan costs around $34 and lasts 60 days. And if you don't want to think about topping up at all, there are two long-term options, 10 GB for around $57 over 180 days, or 20 GB for roughly $67 across a full year. Those are ideal if you're planning a few trips or working remotely while you travel. You can also buy everything ahead of time, and every plan includes a 30-day activation window, so you can set it up before your flight, and the moment that you land, you're online. No scrambling for airport Wi-Fi or searching around for a SIM card kiosk. Now, when people ask about travel eSIMs, Saily and Airalo are usually the first two that come up. They're both popular, both work in a lot of countries, and both are designed for travelers, so let's compare the two. Airalo's been around for longer, and it's known for offering tons of country-specific plans. If you're just going to one destination, that setup can work well. You pick a plan for that country, install the eSIM, and you're good to go. But on multi-country trips, things get get a bit more complicated. You often need to switch between different regional plans or install a new eSIM profile as you go, which means more to manage along the way. Saily, on the other hand, is a little simpler. You install it once, choose your data plan, and that same setup follows you wherever you're headed. No switching eSIMs, and no need to check if you're covered at your next stop. It just works. That kind of simplicity makes a big difference when you're constantly on the move. So if you're someone who likes choosing specific plans for every stop, Airalo gives you that flexibility. But if your priority is having one setup that covers your whole trip with less hassle and a bit more peace of mind, Saily ends up being the easier option. So here's the big picture. If you're traveling through more than one country, having a connection that just works without extra steps really changes the travel experience. Saily's global setup removes many of the little headaches that usually come with staying online abroad. So in my opinion, Saily is definitely something to consider if you want to stay connected without the usual hassle. Again, if Saily sounds like it might be a good fit for your next trip, you can use my code GVUTech at checkout to get an extra 15% off of your plan. And if you like this video, a thumbs up is always appreciated. And of course, if you've got any questions about using a global eSIM or how the plans work from country to country, feel free to drop those in the comments below. I always try to answer as many as I can. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.